You have to understand we all get the same 24 hours. When your favorite guru or your favorite mentor or coach tells you got to get up at 4 a.m. and you got to work out, it ain't going to help you out in wholesaling real estate. If it helps you out in other parts of your life and you want to do it and it's a wish list for you, go for it. The perfect daily schedule for wholesaling real estate. Guys, it's Zach Ginn, and in this video, I'm going to show you the schedule you should be following to be a highly successful wholesaler. And I'm also going to share with you the rules that you should not follow to make sure you're being productive in your wholesaling schedule. But before I get into it, make sure you do me a favor. Make sure you smash that like button. You hit that subscribe button to continue to receive the best up-to-date information on wholesaling today. So let's talk about it, the perfect schedule. And the crazy thing is, I have over 20 years. I have literally tried everything. I have tried everything from waking up to 4 a.m. to trying automating everything, and I've learned a lot, and I want to share it in today's video. Number one, you have to understand we all get the same 24 hours. So when your favorite guru or your favorite mentor or coach tells you got to get up at 4 a.m. and you got to work out, you don't need to do it. It ain't going to help you out in wholesaling real estate. If it helps you out in other parts of your life and you want to do it and it's a wish list for you, go for it. Sometimes, like, I'm a morning person, but I know a lot of you aren't morning persons. And if I force you to go against your natural wake up time, you're going to be in a bad mood, and this is going to transcend to your sellers, and it's going to destroy your wholesaling career, and it's not going to be a productive schedule. So we have the same 24 hours. Once you recognize it, you find out your comfort level in waking up. Sometimes you have kids. Some of you guys don't have kids, whatever you want to do. If you want to get a head start on your day, go for it. Because whatever time you wake up, anything you get done before 9 a.m., honestly, is bonus time. That should be you time and anything you need to do, because the phone's not ringing, the emails aren't going, and you can get a lot of stuff done. That's why some people pick to work out during those times. Some people meditate, whatever it is. So what I like you to do is the start of your morning is take some sort of me time. And if you need an extra hour or 45 minutes, maybe you wake up a little bit earlier that morning. But remember, you're going to have the same 24 hours. You can pick it. If you are a highly productive person in the evening at night, you don't need to get up at 4 a.m. Wake up at 10 a.m. I don't care. Remember, it's up to you to dictate your schedule. Don't let anyone else tell you what time to wake up. It doesn't make a difference. The second thing I want you to understand is I learned over the years, using this method works really well, and it's called time blocking. So the old days, I used to schedule in every minute to every hour to every day. And honestly, something always comes up and it'll throw you out of loop. And I find once you get out of that rhythm, you don't want to stick to your schedule anymore and you just ignore the schedule. So to prevent this from happening, sometimes you get unexpected emergency phone calls. Sometimes the car breaks down. Sometimes you need to help out a family member. Sometimes a seller goes on and takes 3 hours of your time instead of the allotted half hour or hour. Is you need to do what we call time blocking. And time blocking is simply the technique of setting up 2-hour windows for whatever you want to accomplish. I find if you're sitting at your desk in your home office or wherever it is, by the way, guys, you do not need an office to do wholesaling real estate. It is actually counterproductive in my opinion. That money can be used towards you and towards your marketing budget. You go to sellers, they don't come to you. For that reason, you don't need an office. But by setting out these time blocks, you can be productive in the time you're working, because studies show past 2-hour cycles, we tend to fade off. We tend to take phone calls. We go take bathroom breaks. We go get a bite to eat. So do 2-hour time blocks and focus them in. So whatever skill you're doing, moving forward with the schedule, set time blocks and leave a 30-minute gap, if not an hour in between them. And then that you can use as makeup time for stuff you ran behind on or stuff you can fill in. Or sometimes you just need to go out and walk and take a break. Wholesaling can be a taxing business, and you need to have the mental breaks. If you schedule every hour of the day, you are going to burn out. Ask me how I know this. I went through this phase. So time blocking, 2-hour increments, 1 hour in between, grab a bite to eat, talk to a loved one, return that phone call. It works wonderfully. I would never do my scheduling without doing time blocks. And guys, simplify your schedule. I find the Google Calendar the easiest. Number one, it's free. Number two, it's tied in on your cell phones and you can follow it around and it will tie in on your laptop computer. So it sets gentle reminders for me when I need to be doing stuff and keeps me on tab. And I love it for that reason. So now that we understand how to block time, I'm going to teach you a basic rule that me and Zach live and die by in wholesaling schedule. And honestly, if this is the only thing you get out of this video, run with it because it works. It is the same consistent thing I've used over the last 20 years that has made me the most consistent in my schedule. And we call it the 3-1-1 rule. And what does that mean? It means if you had 5 hours in a day, which is very typical for wholesalers, this is why we use it. I would focus the first 3 hours on marketing. And more specifically in marketing is going to break down any type of vehicle you're using to locate and contact your motivated sellers. This is the piece where you try to engage your motivated seller leads. This is going to include prospecting, building your list, everything you're going to do on it. And this is why it's most important. Without marketing, you are dead in wholesaling. So however you allot your time, you're going to use if you had a 5-hour block, the first 3 hours is going to be marketing. The next one on that is basically the acquisitions phase. And this is also going to include any type of contact or talking to sellers. And specifically, if it's mostly on the phone, because all SMS, all direct mail, everything, all cold calling always converts on the phone. And that's what you need to strive for. A big part of this one is going to be follow-ups. And if I could make this number, I'd probably make it bigger, but I don't want you to discount the last part. So you are going to spend an hour talking to people on the phone. You're going to keep on pressing on this matter. So if you're doing a 10-hour day, you understand you would double these numbers. And it's that simple. It'd be 6, 2, and 2. So you're going to spend an hour and dedicate it. And remember, that hour is 100% talking time. It's not ring time. It's not this time. It's time you're talking with sellers to get you closer or get a contract inked. The last part on the last one is basically your dispositions part. And it's really important in today's market because cash buyers are much harder to come by. You actually have to spend time reaching out to cash buyers and getting intel, finding out what type of properties they're buying, the price range, the areas, and make sure they're qualified to be a cash buyer. They actually have cash. And by doing that, it's going to save you time in your entire process because once you have a deal, you already have vetted cash buyers ready to go and your dispo becomes so much easier. If you do not spend time on this part of your business, it is going to be problematic, especially in today's market, because the days where cash buyers were lined up around the corner has massively changed. Honestly, guys, do not take your eye off on the ball on working with these cash buyers on your disposition side. So now that we know the 3-1-1 rule is, you now have to plan your day out. And I can't stress this to you enough. You have to plan your day out because if you don't plan your day out, someone else will dictate what happens in your day. So take control of it. This is always going to start the night before you go to bed. Whatever your situation is you have to plan it out. So if you want to do it like right after dinner and go, hey, these are the things I need to accomplish tomorrow. And I always break it down in the 3-1-1 rule. I do the marketing, I do the acquisitions, the talking to people, and the dispositions, obviously including cash buyers. And I break it down on what I need to accomplish tomorrow. And then I'm going to plug that within my schedule and I'm going to time block it out. You see, if you take the time to plan your day beforehand, you can actually make progress in this business. If you do everything on the fly on when you wake up, you are going to be yanked all over the place. And I don't want that for you. I operated my first 2 years like this. And once I decided the night before what I need to accomplish for that, it was amazing. And then as you progress with the skill, I'll teach you how to plan on a weekly basis, monthly, quarterly, and yearly. But let's just start with the basic wholesaler schedule to get you productive today. So now that we've planned your day, I've got to let you, probably the biggest key you have to understand, because a majority of your time is going to be spending marketing, is you have to become a marketing list ninja. And what do I mean by that? It means I'd rather you spend your time thinking about the filters, thinking about your market, trends that are going on, and really dialing in your list, because you're better off having a high quality list than spending countless hours, countless amount of time and money on just a big, wide open list with no direction. If you want to learn more how to do this, go over to freewholesaling.com. We deep dive, show you how to do the list. Guys, you got to be using these government lists. They are the key to finding highly motivated sellers. Become a list ninja. It is critical in all phases of your marketing. And the high quality list was going to save you a ton of time. The reason I'm telling you this, quality list is going to make your scheduling in wholesaling so much more efficient, because quality means you're going to get a higher return on your leads and you're going to use less effort doing it. And guys, the more focused you are, the better your pool of potential sellers are, the better your results are going to be. So if you know we're moving on to the next phase where this is where you're going to be talking to sellers the majority of the day, understand you have to adapt to your seller's time frame. So everybody always asks me, Zach, what's the best time to cold call? Honestly, whenever you have time to make a cold call, that is best, because some of you guys are restrained by jobs, family issues, and stuff like that. So number one, make the calls. Ideally, in the perfect world, from 2 p.m. to 7 p.m., whatever time zone you're on, that is the most productive time to connect with people on their phone. Don't ever call them before 9 a.m. because you're just going to upset people. And if you call them after 8 p.m., it can usually go dark on you as well. 2 to 7 is the sweet spot. But honestly, guys, whenever you can do it, get it done, as long as it's not in the wee hours of the morning or late at night. And people always ask me about weekends. If the only time you have to schedule in to do cold calling is weekends, do it. Because by not doing it, you're not going to get anywhere in wholesaling. So 2 to 7 is the sweet spot, but guys, just do it. So the hardest part about scheduling your day is getting into the habit of it. And honestly, this is going to be the challenge you have if you don't normally schedule. So what I suggest, if you haven't scheduled anything and it's not part of your ritual, then you're going to have to work yourself into it. So the first thing I want you to do is, if you're just watching this video today and you go, hey, listen, I know I need to schedule to be effective in wholesaling real estate. So I want you to start planning for tomorrow. Because remember, scheduling always starts the day before. So go ahead and plan it out. Use the 3-1-1 rule. Make sure you use time blocking so you're efficient with your time, and understanding any personal parameters you have with your family or your work, and understanding your end customers, which are your sellers and your cash buyers. You want to try to make contact between 2 and 7 if you're going to go the cold calling method. So guys, the real secret here, as I'm telling you, is just start it. It's going to feel awkward, and anything that you have to put in, doctor's appointments, taking your kids to school, picking them up, put them in this calendar. Do not separate your calendars, because if you schedule this time to cold call, but then you got to pick up your kids, you need to make sure you have gaps in there so you can cover it all. So many people try to separate their schedules. I blend mine, because life is real and stuff comes up. And if your personal calendar is different than your business calendar, you're going to be caught by surprise. And remember, scheduling is all about eliminating surprises and making your wholesaling business more productive. So make sure you get started. Here is the secret: is once you start, don't stop. You are going to make mistakes. It's okay. I've gone days and I've screwed it up. Just stay on track. If you get off track, start to make sure you plan your day the night before and stay on it. It's just like a diet. If you eat 10 cookies, let it go, move on, and plan for the next day. You have to use your discipline muscle, because it's going to take at least 1 month for you to subscribe to this method. But I tell you, if you hold on and you use this 3-1-1 method with blocking time for your wholesaling real estate schedule, you're not going to be able to live without it going forward. Actually, after you do it a month, you'll do it for the next 20 years, just like I did. I could not run my day without having a scheduled, planned out, because I feel more productive, my business makes more money, and I'm happier because I know exactly where I need to be, when I need to be, and how long I'm going to be doing it. You see, the old way without the schedule actually stresses you out more. And the key is, you got to understand this is real life. You have to leave time to time block it in. You have to consistently do this. And the only way you can consistently do it is you have to commit, and you have to use your discipline muscle. And if you get off target, use the night before to get you back on target, and just start your schedule, and make sure you blend your personal and your business so you don't be caught by surprise. So guys, Let me know in the comments below, are you using scheduling in your wholesaling real estate business? And are you super consistent with it? I would love to hear the feedback on it. Hopefully this video helps you out. If you got value from this video, please smash that like button and hit that subscribe button to continue to receive the most up-to-date information on wholesaling today. Guys, this is Zach Ginn, and I'll see you in the next video. Thanks.